Hey gang, welcome back to Sailwind. Today we're gonna cover the updates that Rolion has implemented in the game for the last 2 months. So that means we're going from the version 0.26 up to 0.27.2, which was released just yesterday as time of this recording on July 1st. So that means that we're going to go through 2 regular updates, 2 small updates, and 1 patch. And you're joining me on the junk. A junk, not the one that we are currently sailing in the ocean journey. It's a different save game, but you know, I may come back to that later. And we are about to enter through the gates of Dragon's Cliff, where you know, we're gonna dock there and go over additional update features. I want to start by covering tweaks and improvements. So the way this video is going to work, right, is that it's not going to be in sequence, first 0.26, then 0.26.1, etc, etc. I'm actually grouping the updates by categories. So like one category is going to be tweaks and improvement, another category is going to be like more gameplay, etc, etc. And the reason why is because none of the updates are actually save breaking, so you can safely update your game. And if you want detail on a specific update, you can find a link down in the description of this video. So we're going to start with tweaks and improvement, and I'm going to, you know, make sure that I stay focused on the game as well a little bit, so that we don't crash. So the first type of tweaks is about collision and how your player is colliding with its environment. So it's actually now much more predictable. So here I clearly don't have the roof to jump, or the room to jump, and then my head hit the roof right away. You can still cheat a little bit the system though. I've noticed that if you like kind of jump on a case of cargo, then you can kind of play around and you know, kind of sneak into areas where you may not be intended to sneak in the first place, but overall it's very reliable and very predictable. So here there is a beam. I can jump because I'm hitting the beam, but if I'm trying to go slightly off that beam axis, then I can actually jump, and I can you know, yeah, that's the kind of cheat that I was talking about. But overall, a great improvement to how your character interacts with its environment. And as you can see, right, the roof is not hollow at all. It's a firm surface. I can totally walk on it. All right, let's not mess up this entrance. Perfect. So the next update is with regards to the sprint bar. I mean, the sprint bar. It's really your water consumption bar. There is now a slight delay between the time you actually hit shift and the time the bar pops up. Still gonna pop up. I'm not really using the sprint function. Walking and running is more than enough for me, but I'm more annoyed than anything when I see the bar pop up, because it means I messed up my controls. But yeah, still a nice improvement. It was kind of irritating when it was jumping at you right away. So yeah. Looking good. So the next one is about you know, sometimes you want to put lanterns or other items slightly on the outside of your ship. Now you're much less likely to randomly lose those items, so that's actually a very good update, especially when you put some role-play element into your game. You know, especially like I'm thinking about navigational light. That's always welcome when you don't lose your equipment. All right, so we're arriving at a kind of a slightly trickier step of the entrance here, shallow and narrow. So let's make sure I'm not messing up that one. And then the next update has to do with stairs and how the camera moves when you go through stairs. So it's now so much smoother, and it's really enjoyable. And you know, you have like that very smooth motion when you transfer from a flat to a stairs environment. So that's really cool. The other update that we've seen in the game has to do with the winches, right? So they are now fully independent from your frame rate. So even if your frame rates vary, the speed at which the winches are turning is not going to vary anymore, and they should now all be fixed and react properly depending on the strength of the wind, which is very cool because it can be extremely helpful to actually get yourself properly positioned when you're at sea. So that's a very, very welcome improvement and to the game. Gonna prepare for docking here. So there was another tweak or another fix, I'm gonna say, since I think one of the earlier patch in the last 2 months, there was this weird bug when your camera will do a big jump when you will be in high seas and high waves. That has now been fixed. I still feel that there is a very, very tiny sudden jump, but nothing like what I had experienced before. So thanks a lot for that fix. It's amazing, really, really cool. Yeah, you know, sometimes I guess some of the updates will have some unintended consequences. There also been a fix that I won't be able to show that to you because I don't have a bricks on hand right now, but some square sail sheets were wrongly attached. That has been fixed, but if you had purchased those sails, you now need to sell them back and buy the new one for the fix to be implemented. So yes, docking, we're going quite fast. I don't have time to pull my sail down. It's gonna be a hard one, but hey, you know, I wanna make sure we can keep moving with the update. So there was one update that was made for modders. I'm not a modder. I really don't know how to do mods. Really like playing with them though. So massive thanks to the modding community for every single game out there. But I'm not even going to cover that improvement or that new feature because I just don't fully understand it. So one of the reasons why we came into Dragoncliff for this video is that if I can get my jump proper, is that we can actually now leave behind items when you own several boats. You can leave items behind in your boat, sell wherever you want, and then when you come back, those items are still there. And that's an amazing feature because in my roleplay in the Ocean Journey, I kind of roleplay a situation like this with before that feature got implemented, and it did ended up costing me 18,000 emerald dragon worth of equipment. So yeah, but as you can see now, it works perfectly. So in that save, I'm on day 20. I actually got the junk on day 14, so I was kind of rushing just to be able to show you that feature into the game. So yeah, that's why everything you see is pretty sparse. But yeah, so I think, while we're here, we're going to cover another tweak and improvement that is really cool, and it has to do with maps. So now, whenever you grab a map, you will be able to right-click on it, and when you right-click on it, it's going to roll it, and that's an amazing feature. I can't stress this out enough. Just make it just really cool. There you go. Hop. Map is folded. Be careful though, because what I've noticed is that when you reload, so when you leave the game and go back into your save, the map is going to respawn open. So that's a problem. if you know, have a lot of things nicely stacked on a table or something like that, like, you know, you could imagine a couple of maps together. Well, it kind of makes things a bit messy when you reload into the game. But hey, if you keep that in mind, you should be totally fine, and all good with that. I think that's one of the last weekend improvements that I wanted to cover here. I know there is also one about the speed for diving and resurfacing when you go underwater. It's still the same controls. It just goes slightly faster. Yeah, it didn't bother me before, doesn't bother me now. We should be all good. So now that we've covered tweaks and improvement, I'm gonna unload the cargo that we have here, and I'm gonna see you back for the next big feature that was implemented in the game. Good morning, class. Welcome back to Dragon Cliff. Alright, so the next feature we're gonna be looking at today has to do with taverns. Yep, they are now, you can also find them somewhere else than Alang. And we're gonna talk about the little dude right over there. So, about the tavern. So you can you know, find them by finding the green flag there, and then when you go in, it's open 24/7. You got some food and drink. We've covered that in the last update, and for a certain amount of money, you can also spend the night there, which is going to fully refill your energy bar, food bar, and water bar. So that's awesome. Please note that the price you're going to pay varies. It's usually more expensive in the capital. So that's pretty cool. And you know, I was planning on doing a little montage of the different taverns, but I really invite you guys to go out there and re-explore the towns and find the taverns, because some of them are really cool. They all have a very different feel about them, and now we have quite a lot of them, and we're going to look at the map right here. So in the archipelago, you have basically taverns on every island except, I want to say, Serpentine. Yeah, so you have one in Newport, you have one in Crab Beach, one in Dragon Cliff, one in Sage Hill, and sorry, you don't have any in Sanctuary. So Sanctuary and Serpentine, which are arguably fairly small islands, do not have a tavern, but all the other one in this region have one. If we go to Aestrin, so Aestrin, we will find taverns in Fort Aestrin, in Eastwind, in Siren Song, in Mount Malefic, in Happy Bay, and that's it. So it doesn't seem that you're gonna find one in Sunspire, but yeah, and not in Oracle. But I believe Oracle is uninhabited island. Hopefully we'll find out soon, because you know, the next episode of the Ocean Journey dropping this Friday is all about trying to reach Aestrin for the first time ever. Anyway, back to the purpose of the video here. For the Alang region, we had seen in earlier updates the introduction of tavern in Gold Rock City, Aldinham, and Neverdeen, and we now have some in Oasis, which happens to not be on that map. So let's go on the world map real quick, and yeah, you have one in Oasis as well. So yep, it's a really cool feature. It does change how you play the game, and you know what's awesome is that, at least for the archipelago, right, and I would argue like in most regions, full bars, at least for water and food, gives you 2 days. Yeah, 2 days of work ahead of you without worrying too much about supplies. So that's really nice. And then for the next feature, has to do with this little guy over there. So you have one in each tavern, and as you can see, his head is turning when you get close enough, so that he's actually looking at you. Hey buddy, are you gonna look at me? Yeah, he's looking at me. You can see his head is moving a little bit. That's pretty cool. It also happened with the dude, the cargo dude. So it seems, and it also happened with the merchant, by the way. You see? Hello, hello. Happens with the mission guy. Yeah, very cool. I don't know. Everything we're covering now improves the sailing world quite drastically. It doesn't feel as how would you say, as dry. It really kind of feels alive. It's really nice. So back to our little dude. Just need to find the tavern. I think it's here. Yep. So not only, you know, you can kind of roleplay with this guy, but you can also share a drink with him. So conveniently located near the tavern, let's buy him a rice beer. Let's go there, give the drink. It's been quiet around here lately. Haven't seen any boats in port for a while. So those dudes are allegedly giving you tips about what's going on with the trade. Now, I had a hard time so far finding a correlation between their message and what I find in their business office over there, but it doesn't mean there isn't one. Just means that it hasn't been obvious, right? So the message was, it's been quiet lately, no much activity, so I would expect to find what, very good supplies, but also somehow limited supplies, right? Looks pretty standard for well, okay, fine. It's pretty full. So I'm gonna go out on yeah, you know what? Take that back. There is definitely a correlation. They're stocked up to the neck. So very good for trade. And it only costs you, like, you know, a rice beer, or I don't think it works with water. Might work with water, but you know, funnier to make it work with alcohol, I guess. So yeah, so go find those taverns, you know, have fun with those NPCs, get some nice tips, improve your trading, and rock and roll it, and have a lot of fun. And just like that, we're out of Dragon Cliff. We are actually on our way to Sage Hills here, so we're gonna go southwest in a sec. And the whole purpose is to see if we can find one of the new NPC ships that has been added into the game, and that's another feature that really improved the and really makes the Sailwind world coming even more alive. Although it's night time. I mean, it's night time. It's evening time. I think we have a ship over there, or maybe that's just Sage Hills. Let's see. It's probably just Sage Hills. We want to go southwest. Yeah, it's Sage Hills. Alright, never mind. Let's see if we can spot another boat. So there never used to be a boat an NPC boat in that area of the region, right? The only NPC boat was actually in around Crab Beach, but you have now 3 more, and you know, as usual, I'm debating as to whether I should tell you where they are or not. I was able to capture some footage, but you know, that's what I mean, right? Like it's not becoming like a flipping highway where, you know, you need to be like super careful about your navigation. No. But you do have a couple of boats that are really nice to see when you're sailing around. Makes you feel slightly less lonely. And even from a roleplay perspective, it's pretty awesome. And I'm hoping that it's a basis for even more development. So guys, thanks a lot for watching. Hope you enjoy the update. And if you've left the game aside for a while, it gives you the this little hint to get back into it. Invite you to join us on the ocean journey if you want to see where we are at. We're about to get into a very long voyage with a slightly altered junk that drops every Friday. And otherwise, I should be back at the end of the summer with another update, provided there is enough content. But until then, take care, and I see ya!